Hi everyone, it's me Tamela Clover. So today I'm actually going to do a content video. It's going to be my first one for you all, and hopefully the sun doesn't go all the way down before I'm able to finish. But today I found an interesting title. I haven't read it yet, from the Best of Reddit updates, and it comes from relationship advice on Reddit originally. Um, my 32 male wife, 35 female, is suggesting we open our marriage to my childhood friend. Let's see how that goes. My wife and I have been dating for 10 years, married for 8, and now have 2 small kids together. She is the love of my life, and I could not imagine myself with anyone else. About 3 years into our marriage, she started to show attraction to Asian characters in the shows and movies we watched together on our weekly movie nights. At first, I brushed it off as a joke, but I realized she was serious about a month ago. When we started watching Chicago Med, she joked often of wanting one of the characters, Dr. Cho, to be her doctor so he could fill her up. I laughed along until she insisted we stop watching when Dr. Cho got into a relationship with another doctor. Okay, there's a lot in that first paragraph. Like, wow. Let's keep going. Thinking about it now, throughout our entire relationship, Asian men caught her attention. For the past few years, she's been obsessed with popular K-pop members, joking how she would rather be with Eric Mun and Jimin, even going as far to say that she's disappointed she got stuck with a white man and that our babies aren't as cute. A friend of mine since childhood is Korean and visits us often. He and my wife have become friends. I always thought she acted weird around him, but I never took it personally until last night. As I was cleaning up dinner, she put the kids to bed and asked to sit down and have a talk about something important. I was hesitant, but agreed. She started it by saying that she didn't feel like our sex life was filled as it used to be, and I was taken aback and asked what I could do to bring her more fulfillment. She suggested we bring in a third person into our sex life. I instantly knew she had someone in mind despite her denying it. After an hour of talking in circles, she revealed she had been having sexual thoughts and urges regarding my childhood friend, and she suggested I watch. I was stunned and told her I didn't want to discuss this anymore and slept in the living room. Oh man. Um, she took the kids to school this morning and went to help her sister pack as she is moving soon. We haven't spoken since last night, and I don't know what to do. I'm sat in my car outside my office writing this. I don't want to go home and see her knowing what she's thinking about. I think I want a divorce, as she's clearly no longer the woman I fell in love with, and I suspect she has already acted upon her urges with him. Is that too big of a jump over a sexual fantasy? TLDR, my wife suggested I watch her be intimate with my childhood friend. Is divorce too extreme of a response? Edit. Spoke with my friend and my wife after I returned home from work. Edit 2. I've now posted an update. I thank you all very much for the advice and the support. To those of you supporting this is some fake or fetish post, I'm a grown man distraught over my marriage ending, not a creep on the internet looking for pleasure over my fake wife cheating. I'm also not a 14-year-old girl making up stories to waste people's time. Okay. So before I jump into any updates, like, wow. Wow. Let's just go with the reaction to like his wife wanting an open, I guess like an open marriage, but it's not exactly fully open. She just wants apparently to be with his friend. And it's like, for you, those of you who don't know, I'm poly, okay? Like, I am a poly person. But, like, wow, I don't know. Like, it's good to ask for what you want. A lot of times, people don't realize that they're actually polyamorous. They or they might think they could get over it, and then they have to like either end a relationship or change a relationship. So negotiating relationship bounds is like totally fine. However, however, it gets messy when you want to like see somebody who is close to like a friend or a partner or a family member, coworker. Like it could be a really messy situation. So being interested in like the childhood friend, that's just something that like I don't know, I feel like there's a lot of people in the world, and like maybe not that person, even if you want to explore things. Another thing with the wife and her request is like there was nothing about him being over to see people, and like I see this happen sometimes, somewhat often, where like one person will be like, I want to have all the freedom, or I want to be with an additional person. But they're not okay with their partner or partners like seeing other people or like having other relationships. And like that doesn't mean they're not poly. In my opinion, it just means that like they have some like stuff that they haven't worked through, and like um, maybe aren't very equal in like the relationship structures that they're looking for. All that being said, wow, there are like a lot of red flags with how the OP writes. Like like the way that he is like kind of seems offended that she specifically seems interested in Asian men. I'm like, why is that an issue? Like that's that's fine. I mean, some of the kid comments are a little weird on her part, but like how the kids would be prettier and things like that. So that could be a little bit of like a fetish type thing of like another ethnicity, which is not as cool. But then like his last comment in the edit number 2, I'm also not a 14-year-old girl making up stories to waste people's time. Like, wow, way to just like slip a dig to like women. Like, that's all 14-year-old girls are doing. Like, I mean, that's teenagers might do that stuff, but like, it just feels like some of the things that he's saying just feels like it has like a possibility of like some like racist or like misogynist like kind of undertones. Just so like I don't know. So far, this isn't am I the asshole, by the way, but like it's just like I don't know. There's a lot going on. 10 years is a long time, by the way, for any relationship. But oh, the wife being like, and will you watch? Like, oh man, no. Unless that's a specific fetish of like somebody, like that is like really uncomfortable in a relationship. Like when you're struggling with a partner and uh, they're like, hey, why don't you watch me do this better with someone else? And it's not really better, it's just like watching me act like it's better, right? And like, oh, that's like so unhealthy. But there is an update, so let's see. 8 days later. First of all, I want to thank your community for the support. I'm sorry for the late update. Things have been busy around my house. To fill you all in relatively quickly, I returned home last night. I made the post, and my wife and I were still not speaking. I waited until she was putting the kids to bed to make a call to my friend. I wanted to talk to him alone. I slipped outside, made the call. I told him everything. He told me he was so sorry for me and that his wife's behavior was disgusting. He then confessed to me that a few years into my wife and I's marriage, she drunk made a move on him at a mutual friend's party. It began as flirting, and my friend was not entertaining it. She kissed him, and he left the party early. I asked him why he never told me about it. He said he didn't want to ruin our marriage over something she did while drunk. They never spoke about it and continued as normal friends. Now that the week has passed, I figured out that this party aligns with the start of her strange behavior towards Asian men in media. I thanked him for sharing this with me and hung up. I immediately went inside and confronted my wife. I was officially disgusted with her for pushing a kiss on my friend and suggesting I watch her be with him. I told her exactly how I was feeling and what my friend had told me. My wife admitted she only asked to open our bedroom to him because she had feelings for him for years and wanted to keep herself from cheating on me. I explained that she already had and wrecked the foundation of our relationship. I told her we were divorcing, not to try and stop me. I was not changing my mind. In the last week, I have been staying with friends and family. She has done nothing but harass me via my number. I am proud to say I have given her no attention. I see her still with stopping by the house during the day for my kids. They are too young to understand what's going on. As I mentioned in my last post, they attend a daycare/schooling program for young children during the summer, and as a result, I never spent long in the house and typically leave while taking them there. She won't mention in front of them, so it hasn't been an issue. I have been seeking out a lawyer for divorce proceedings and looking for an apartment in my kids' school district. I feel many of you were right. Our marriage has been dead for a long time now. I'm not sure if I can ever see my friend the same way. I want to start therapy and try to work on it. He's been a very close friend since childhood, and I would hate to lose him. My friends and family have been very supportive, so have most of you on Reddit. You've helped me very much and made me feel valid in my feelings. I thank you all for that. TLDR. I am going through with the divorce. My wife, after she suggested we open our marriage to my childhood friend. Edit. Thank you all so much for the advice on not leaving the house. I will be returning to spending nights there immediately. I don't want to risk losing the kids. Okay. So there's also a lot there too. First, that is uncomfortable with the friend. Like, it sounds like this friend didn't really do anything wrong. I understand not wanting to blow up somebody's marriage. And also, if it's a new marriage, there's always a chance that you won't be believed. Like, so to risk ruining a childhood friendship over a kiss that you didn't even initiate. Like, I get where that's happening. I do like the comment of the OP about like forcing a kiss on my friend, and I think too often we accept that female presenting people, like women and like non-binary people and all that, that are female presenting are like, I just see not all of us, not all of them, but I've seen a lot of like touching of just people in general, like inappropriately, and it's kind of it seems to be viewed by them as not a threat, but it still is an issue of consent. Like, you shouldn't be touching people or like coercing people, no matter what, and I think that consent is a very big thing, and body autonomy is a very big thing, and that all people deserve those things. So I do like that comment from the OP. And I get the divorce, like, and that would be my advice, is get a divorce. And like, if you aren't okay with opening up the relationship, go through with that, because like, it is like a change of contract. And while I think it's okay for her to ask for a change of contract, it's also okay to be like, well, I don't want to renew a new, like, with a different arrangement. I do understand her saying she doesn't want to cheat. And some people might disagree with me, but like, if you feel like you're gonna cheat, like, and I'm not judging people, like, I understand things are complicated, but if you can and you think you're gonna cheat, it's better to do what she did and just like come out with it and be like, hey, like, this isn't working for me and I don't want to like do anything else. I also get where he's coming from, because it sounds like she's been having really strong feelings, and there are people who consider that to be serious cheating. And that goes into like, what is cheating? And like, I think some people who are monogamous think cheating is just like that, it's all going to be the same, but in my experience with people, it's not. Like, just like with people who are in non-monogamous relationships, like, there's relationship agreements, and like, boy, if you break those relationship agreements, like, oh my goodness, like, it is just as serious as like what's considered cheating oftentimes, you know. So I think it's really important in relationships to discuss what is expected in the relationship, what are the like agreements, and also be open to like reevaluating those agreements. Not just saying like it has to be this forever, but realizing that people do change and grow over time. And yes, that might end a relationship, but like, it's better to do that than to like be in a relationship that isn't honest or fulfilling, you know. Man, it's just kind of sad, like, in general. I mean, I think that's my takeaway. I don't know that anybody's like really a terrible person. My advice for the wife, if she ever hears this, is really take a look at like, if this is just like a one-off thing, or like if you might be the kind of person who is polyamorous and can have feelings or attraction for more than one person at a time. And, you know, maybe be open to different relationship structures in the future, so that you're not married for like 10 years and then like it ends, because you're not able to like stop yourself from having feelings. And for him, like, the OP, I really just hope that he man, I hope that he uses a lot of open communication going forward, about what is and isn't cheating. And also, I don't know, like, just stay open to like new love too, because like a breakup after that long of time, it's got to be devastating. And I really hope he works things out with his friend, like, for real. Like, that guy didn't do anything. Like, that's tough. Anyways, well, I talked a lot. Hopefully it was okay getting out the nerves, but I'm gonna make more posts and hopefully eventually get into more advice. And if you have any questions or comments about this one, just leave that in the comment section and I will try to get back to all of you. Take care, lovelies, and as always, it's me, Tamela Clover, saying good night.